Hello everybody, I'm Chris Salds. This is Reed Kasaoka of the Baseball Card Exchange, and we're back with Rippin' Retail Retro, a series of old school videos we'll do every week or so. We're starting off with our oldest selection of the bunch, a 1978 Topps Football Wax Tray. So what do we know? What is this?
Well, you know, back in the day, in the 70s, they distributed cards many different ways. You know, wax packs, cello packs, rack packs, vending. And what we have here is a wax tray, and they would take either the leftover wax packs or the return wax packs and find a way to repackage it and try to just move it along without, you know, worrying about just letting it sit in the Topps warehouse. So what they did is they take three, wax packs, put it on this little cardboard slab here, wrap it at the factory, send it out, and instead of selling the packs for 20 cents a pack, which is what SRP was, they would leave it up to the retailer to figure out, well, it's, sell it at a discount. So maybe they'd sell it for like 39 cents or something. Topps gets what they want, and the retailers get what they want.
So you guys found actually a sealed case of this late last year, but these aren't for the light of heart here in terms of it's a little older, obviously 78 Topps. So this is about a $60 wax tray, I believe, right now.
Yep.
So it's not for the faint of heart, but you're going to find some fun, fresh cards inside these.
Yep.
And your odds of tampering are probably a lot lower with these, I'd presume.
When it comes to older stuff, they didn't have things like shrink wrap on boxes. So this might be the closest thing you can get to 70s product that's actually quote unquote factory sealed. Mm-hmm. The wrap on it is
very tight.
It's not so much a shrink wrap, but it's that just cellophane that they can kind of iron it together, and that's the way it leaves the factory. The packs can't be tampered with. I mean,
yeah, this tears very easily. Yeah. So the odds of actually tearing it and resealing it are slim to none. Well, you probably cut it, but wow, that's brittle.
Yeah.
Which one's yours?
I'll take this one here.
All right.
And when you see how clean the packs really are, when you turn it over, you can see there's just like absolutely no wear on the corners.
I'm used to dirt all over the backs of packs.
Exactly, because it just slides around. You can actually see the corner folds.
Wow.
They're nice and clean.
Yep.
Nice and tight. And even though it's a little tough to see, you can definitely make out the roller mark where they take the hot seal and they seal it right across the middle. So these packs are very clean.
And there is gum, but I'm not going there.
Yeah, no.
Daniel will. Cameraman will do it. But I'm gonna go ahead. Here we go. Whoever gets the worst pack gets the third pack.
Okay.
That's our little rule.
Okay.
But this is 1978 Topps Football, unearthed for the first time here. At least this pack. Yum yum. I'll go ahead and start right off the top. Roy Gorilla. Or Gorilla, just kidding. Here's a fun one. Fred Dreyer, Hunter, right? I think.
Yeah, no, he played for quite a while in the league.
Sam Adams, this guy makes good beer. Oh wait, that's Samuel Adams. Dan Deerdorf, he's got some TV credits back in the day. Ed Podolak, Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting, this year of Topps and around this time frame, there are no logos on helmets. Something to watch out for. John Hill. Curtis Johnson, I think, wasn't this guy known for some big hair, and that's a prime example of it?
Yeah.
Pat McAnally.
Pat McAnally, the interesting story about him is that not only was he a punter and a played receiver, but he's also the driving force behind the starting lineups.
That's right. I knew the name, but it's the Cincinnati connection there. That's where Kenner was. Right. Clark Gaines, Larry Little, I think he's a Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken. Scott Dierking. And actually, if I remember right, too, there are certain leaders cards in this set that have some players-only appearances. And I want to say that maybe Tony Dungy. I'm not totally sure if this is the right year.
You're
but
right, yeah.
There's some players have their only cards. So that's an interesting pack. That was a fun pack, but I bet you're going to win.
Nice cards look
the
nice
centering's
and clean.
good, yeah.
The centering is pretty nice, and these all things considered.
Yeah, these look very nice. I mean, it's one of those things where back in the day when everything was machine done, which it still is now. It's just everybody's worried about stuff being pristine. It was a lot easier to find mangled cards inside of packs.
You're right. I got Haskell Standback. I'm not sure. He might be related to Isaiah Standback, who played football.
There you go.
For the Cowboys. But I don't know. Mark Mosley.
When he had hair.
One of the last straight-ahead kickers.
Mm. Yeah, this predates my football years by a few years. I actually didn't watch. My first football game I remember as a kid is the Super Bowl with the Bears and the Patriots.
Oh, okay.
85. So this has me by a few years.
Curly Culp.
There you go.
I'm not sure if he's a Hall of Famer. I can't remember.
He's got a Hall of Fame name, man.
Herman Weaver. No idea who that is. Pat Hayden. He's a quarterback for the Rams. One of the kicking bars. Chris Barr.
I'm going to check this card. I think he went to Alabama. No, he didn't. Darn it, it's the other one. Never mind.
Ron Yeri, Hall of Famer.
It's more, I think.
Willie Buchanan. There's Steelers leaders.
Franco Harris. Yeah, that's cool.
And Mel Blount, too. Haven Moses. You got Giants leaders. Mick Tingelhoff. Bill Harris.
I lied. I'm opening the third pack.
And Simpson. Well, this pack is better, but not
actually,
by much.
O.J. Simpson, yeah. Yeah. No, this is fun, though. I mean, it is not the cheapest option, but if you're chasing, you want high-end in terms of potential grading material, this is the best way to go in terms of, wow, look at this card.
The cards are clean. You can still see the gloss on them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this card here has some dots, but otherwise, that card is perfectly centered. Yeah, Dwight White. Maybe slightly diamond-ish.
Dwight White's steel curtain.
That's a nice-looking card there. Let me flip through this real fast. Yeah, that's funny. All right, I'll go real fast. Pat Tilley, John Morris, Dwight Harrison, Ken Riley, George Coons, John Cappelletti, Penn State.
Yeah. Heisman winner.
There you go. We're here to play the game.
Yeah. Herman Edwards.
That's pretty cool. And that's for me, like, so that's kind of the kick for some of these, because it's, you don't have, this is like third year of Walter Payton. Yep. You don't have a lot of the big names you're used to from the 80s yet. They're still to come. Tony Dorsett, though. Here's another fun card from back in the day, Ahmad Rashad. But, man, these things look nice and bright and sharp. It's pretty crazy.
For guys who are our age or even younger, some of these guys you don't remember from playing football, but you see them on TV all the time.
That's, for me, that's seriously it.
A lot of football players have second careers doing broadcasting.
Yep. Well, overall, I mean, that's a fun rip. Like I said, these are $62 or so per tray, so it's not the most expensive out there, but it is pricey because of its age, obviously. You don't see this every day. Yeah. But it's a fun option as a wax tray. It's an option where you're not going to have any concerns about resealing because there's you can't reseal the good old brittle plastic very easily. So if you buy your vintage wax from trusted guys like the Baseball Card Exchange, you should do pretty well. So
we had some Hall of Famers. No Tony Dorsett rookie today.
Yeah,
but that probably means
came close.
That's true. That probably means the Dorsett rookie is still sitting in our warehouse.
All right. Well, until next week. I'm Chris. This is Reed. Just keep ripping.